Hey, JW here. Just checking in. Doing a little work here, and I was thinking about everything that's going on in the world today, and I'm really not all that upset about it. Why is that? I don't know. I think it's because I really truly believe that about 95% of this stuff is scripted. Maybe 5% is real, but most of it is scripted. It's. I mean, think about it. It's really it's too coincidental that all this stuff happens just a couple of weeks prior to the anniversary of 9/11. I don't want to get into that either, but all that stuff. There's another conspiracy theory for you, but I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to be accused of being a crazy person, but um, nevertheless, the whole thing stinks to me. If you look at the Taliban, is that what Obama used to call them? The Taliban. The Taliban. If you look at the Taliban, you will see that most of them look very clean. Their skin looks like they just get out of a Hollywood spa. That's because I think some of them are from Hollywood. They look like the cast of Lawrence of Arabia, which was a movie back when I was a young man, very young man. I guess that movie's got to be, 50 years old, 40 to 50 years old, I'm sure, maybe more. I don't know. But anyway, the whole thing just smelled crap. Anyone with um, any kind of skills in human nature knows that you don't shut down an election in the middle of the night when you're behind by 750,000 votes in many areas, and the next morning you're ahead. Come on. You're not that naive, are you? No, you're not. But you are committed to your cause. Now, I think both the left and the right uh, have their cult, all right? And I guess people could say I was part of the right cult, but I never really was. I was really never a big Trump guy in the beginning. I only voted for him because I saw how he became, the liberals became deranged because of him. And that made me happy. So I said, I got to vote for this guy because, the liberals are going crazy thinking he's not going to beat Hillary. And I didn't really think he was going to beat Hillary either until maybe the last few days. I think I mentioned this on another video too, was when last few days I started hearing regular people, like I went to the Market Basket in Seabrook, New Hampshire, and I started hearing people, workers, construction guys, saying, I like this Trump and I think he's got a shot. And I'm thinking, now the sophisticated types, you know who they are. They would look on them and say, what do they know? They're just commoners. They don't know anything. They're not smart like us. They're not sophisticated like we are. We're so sophisticated. We allow them to jab us with anything. We don't care. We're sophisticated because we believe in science. I believe in science too, by the way. I just don't necessarily believe in all the scientists, okay? And especially the king scientist there, the Fauci boy. I don't believe a word he says. And if you doubt my accusations on Fauci, I encourage you to. I guess maybe you could still Google him. I don't know. I use DuckGo, DuckGo, I think it's called. Anyway, type in Duck search engine, you'll find it. DuckGo search engine, and they seem to be somewhat legit. And look up Fauci plus AIDS, okay, and you'll see how Fauci plus HIV. You'll see how he killed many people who were receiving his advice and medications. So he's a fraud. He's not really. I mean, technically, he's a scientist. He has the educational background, I guess. I haven't checked into that. Who the hell knows? This guy could be another invention of them, for all I know. But he's a politician. He doesn't spend time in the lab. If you're not in the lab testing and doing research, in my opinion, you're not a scientist. You can call yourself a scientist because you have the degree next to your name. You have the MD I guess all MDs are technically scientists, but I don't know many of them do much research. But he's definitely not. He's been in politics for like 45 years, I think, and probably as long as Biden. And he's a fraud. So I'm not buying anything he says. But the whole thing is just a scam to me. Everything's a scam lately. I don't trust anything they do or say. And it amazes me that the cult of the left just blindly follows them. And a lot of people on the right, too. And I'm not letting Trump off scot-free either, believe me, because I'm anti-vax, as anyone who knows me knows, because just ask. This is where the liberals should be on the side of the blacks. I'm with the blacks on this one. Frankly, I've always thought the blacks are way smarter than the whites when it comes to street smarts. And I consider myself pretty street smart too. So I can relate to a lot of things what they say. And very few blacks are getting vaccinated. That is the big secret that the media doesn't talk about. They are probably, in fact, I would guess they are the highest percentage of the population, the black population, or the African Americans, or whatever they call them now. They're not African Americans. Some of them had descendants from Africa. Some of them didn't. But anyway, I don't want to get into that argument either. I just call them the blacks. It's no disrespect. They call us the whites. We call them the blacks. It's not a big freaking deal. But anyway, I'm starting to rant a little bit. But anyway, I side with them. They see what happens. They know what the government does to you. Just anyone who knows about the Tuskegee Airmen, they've shot them up with syphilis to do tests on them. That's how little respect they had for them. Now, and again, I'm not letting Trump off the hook on this. That was a point I wanted to make too, because he was the one who came on and said, "I pushed this vaccine. I fast tracked it." Yeah, good for you. I'm not in favor of no vaccine. So, that's not a winning argument with me, because when I checked you out before I voted for you, you were anti-vax. And you said in one of your interviews, and I wish I had the video because it was a while back, but you said in one of your interviews that you believed your son, Barron, was vaccine damaged. And I guess he's autistic, or he looks to me like he has some issue going on. He's very bright, apparently, but they have, I forget, again, my daughter knows all this stuff because she's in special needs. But, I'm trying to think of the name of that disease that these kids have. It's probably not, I'm probably going to get jumped on for saying the word disease, whatever it is. It's an illness. I don't even think it's an illness. It's just just genetic, in some cases, a gift, like the Rain Man was. They have brilliant memories, but they really, most of them need help to take care of basic needs. But they can tell you the date of the Lindbergh kidnapping and the exact time, and they can tell you that Ted Williams went 4 for 5 in 1943 against the Cleveland Indians, and he hit. They're very bright people, but their brains are different. Their brains are very smart. But anyway, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to get into explaining all this. But anyway, I'm just ranting because I'm JW and I rant. That's what I do. And but I'm not angry. I mean, but I'm not. I'm not angry at anything that's going on right now, because I think it's all scripted. And don't let this thing bring you down at all. It's nothing. Worry about the real important things: taking care of your family, keeping them away. If you have a good school system, good for you. Very few of them are anymore. Most of the teachers are, not most of them, but a too high a percentage of the teachers are brainwashed. And I look at a lot of videos online, and I find some brave young students who are actually filming this and showing just how vulgar some of these teachers are. And, I'm not suggesting that, I know not everyone can homeschool their children, and, I'm not sure I could, but I know this. I'd be very careful, and I would keep a close eye on who is teaching my child. And if you find out there's trying to brainwash them with government propaganda, I would be outraged, and I would go to the. I've seen people going to the school boards, and you got to keep doing stuff like that. Don't let them get away with it. Don't say, "Oh, I can't do anything about it." I work, and yeah, you work, but sometimes you have. I hear people who work very hard, and I know they do, but sometimes you got to give up the TV show at night. My program, I got to watch my program. Yeah, put it on hold or whatever, and go to that school meeting and let your voice be heard, because that's what you should be concerned with. Don't concern yourself with Joe Biden. He's in full-blown dementia. The liberals are pretending everything's normal. Even some of the mainstream media that would never say anything against a Democrat, is a leftist, is starting to turn on Biden. But again, I don't trust that either, because that's just another rabbit hole they're sending you down. Don't get caught up that they're on your side. They're not. But concentrate on what you can control, and that is your family. Make sure you watch out for your family. You make sure that they're being properly treated in school. And by treated, I mean the lectures they're getting. And it's just the bullying is not amongst the kids anymore. It's amongst the instructors and the principals. You got to keep, not all of them, there were good ones. Most of them are probably good. But I'm seeing far and far more of bad ones that, I'm a crossing guard, all right? I'm not going to tell you what school it was, but it was an elementary school, and I'm a crossing guard. And I actually saw a child out on recess, and he just ripped his mask down. The poor kid probably couldn't breathe. He was probably 5 or 6 years old. He was kindergarten or first grade. Damn it all. Give me a break. Chances of him getting the coronavirus or getting injured from the coronavirus, he's got a better chance of being hit by lightning 6 times today, okay? And the chances of him spreading it are zilch. They did a study in Iceland of 15,000 families, okay? And they followed the children. The children, I think they were all under 12. Not one single child passed on the virus to an adult. Not one. Okay, 15,000 families. Okay, that's a pretty significant experiment for you scientist followers, all right? Check it out. Anyway, I'm about through ranting, but I had to jump on because I wanted to test out this software I'm working on. So I figured, do a rant. Why not? But that's how I truly feel. Yeah, take care of your family. Worry about, worry about your neighbors. Know your neighbors. Not necessarily know their politics, but know that whether or not they're on your side, all right? Because if, and I hope it doesn't, if the proverbial SHTF, you need to know who you can trust and who you can't. It's not far-fetched to think about Nazi Germany and neighbors turning in neighbors. And you can't be too careful, all right? You want to associate with like-minded people if you can. And if you can't, you might want to think of maybe relocating to somewhere where the people are, high moral character and they don't turn on their neighbors, okay? Because I've seen, little signs of it. Even in my area, I've seen signs of neighbors being, I see them whispering and, I could care less what they think of me. Care less. I get along with everybody. I say good morning. I say hello. I know better than to discuss politics in my area because it's not a good idea ever to discuss politics unless you know the individual you're talking to, and either they might have a different opinion than you, but they might be normal, common sense, and you might be able to have a discussion with them without getting violent. Okay, but there are very few people like that. So anyway, this is JW ranting as usual and signing off and hoping everything's good with you. And thanks for listening to the rant. That's about all. Talk to you later, kid.